after I had this conversation, I was like, man, I kind of got scared. Like, dang, am I going to be dieting for the rest of my life? Welcome back to my channel. Um, I recently was talking with somebody, and it made me think of just recording a video about this topic. So I wanted to come on here and share it with you guys. The conversation was how often I have dieted throughout my life, and if I thought that I was always going to be on some sort of diet. Started thinking like, dang, I have always been on a diet since I can remember. I mean, high school, even middle school, I was always a bigger girl. So I feel like I was always watching what I was eating. And then there got to a point where I was always trying to get weight off. Because last year when I found the keto diet, it changed my life. I don't think I can say that about any other diet I've ever been on. So when I found the keto diet and it worked for me, and I found fasting and that worked for me, and I found intermittent fasting and I found just a new way of eating, I thought for sure, I'll never diet again. I'll never have a problem with my weight. But here I am on round 2, and I feel like mentally it sounds like I'm on another diet or I'm on another weight loss journey for sure. But is this the rest of my life? I just kept asking myself this. And so here's what I want to share with you. Here's why I think the other diets fail. And I think that what I'm doing this time around is actually going to last a lifetime. Okay, so with the other diets, what I found was that I knew how to lose weight. I would always get to a point where I was uncomfortable, nothing was fitting. I would step on the scale and be like, wow, this is crazy. And so I knew when I hit a certain point that it was time to lose weight. And the way I would lose weight is restricting calories and exercising. And the exercising that I'm talking about is cardio. So I would do a lot of cardio, just like, you'd throw on a CD and it was like, okay, jump around, do this, do that, sweat. You're sweating constantly. And so you knew that you felt like you were burning up a bunch of calories. And so I would do that in addition to drinking tons and tons of water and then trying to eat right, which I thought at that time was salads and vegetables and smoothies and, fish and stuff like that. I mean, anybody can tell you like what the typical healthy diet is. And that's pretty much what I would do. So anytime I would get myself in a situation where I felt like, okay, I'm uncomfortable, it's time for me to lose weight, that's what I would turn to, is those approaches to being healthy. And it works. It always worked. I would always lose the weight, but then somehow I'd find myself right back where I was, either a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, whatever it was, I would get right back up to 200 pounds. So I started thinking like, after I had this conversation, I was like, man, I kind of got scared. Like, dang, am I going to be dieting for the rest of my life? Okay, so here's why I think what I'm doing this time is different. For the first time ever since I can remember, I'm not addicted to sugar. I'm not addicted to sugar, and I thank the keto diet for that. I don't know if there's ever been a time in my life where I didn't crave, seek out, sniff out sugar. I was the type of person that when it was the time of the month, if I was sad, if I was happy, if I was celebrating, whatever the occasion was, I would want sugar and I would go get some sugar. I would get milkshakes, cookies, brownies, donuts, all of that stuff. And it was like a regular thing. I had such a bad sweet tooth. Anything that had like carbs and sugar in it, bread, I had to have in my life. So for the first time ever of dieting, I do not crave sugar. I've not had a battle with sugar in over a year. So that is something new. A lot of people, when you start the keto diet, they tell you like, oh,
that's not maintainable. Who can eat like that? Blah, blah, blah.
I'm telling you, I did it for a year and now I'm going on another 5 months of eating like this. It is maintainable for me. It's not for everybody. But if you are struggling with your addiction to carbs and sugar, you probably want to try the keto diet. If you feel like you can't control yourself around certain types of foods, you probably want to try the keto diet. I'm telling you guys, this diet, like this, what it does, it really is healing. I know so many people that have tried it and maybe they couldn't maintain it, but it healed them and it helped them jumpstart their weight loss because just the just getting rid of that sugar and those carbs in your body for an extended period of time is going to do so much good for you. The second thing that I can tell you that is completely different this time around than every single other time that I've tried to lose weight is that I am not restricting my food. So before, like I said, I would try and lose weight through calorie restrictions, right? So I would, okay, all I'm having this morning is this smoothie. Now knowing like the smoothie probably was about 500-600 calories, but the calories were empty, what just sugar and carbs that were going to burn up like that. I know that now, but before I would think, okay, I just had a smoothie. Why am I hungry again? Okay, well, just hold off, and try and just really suppress my appetite. So with those diets before, I had to have extreme willpower to keep suppressing my appetite. Whereas this time around, through the keto diet and through fasting in general, just intermittent fasting, I don't feel hungry. So I'm not like suppressing my appetite. I just don't really have an appetite. I can go as long as 18, 20 hours fasted before I feel like, you know what? I want to eat something. And it's not like a screaming. It's just like, yeah, let me go ahead and eat. And I know I never felt like that losing weight before in the past. So that's the second thing that's completely different. And then the last thing that I think is going to be the key to me maintaining this for the rest of my life is that this is the very first time I've tried to build muscle. Every other time that I've lost weight, that's all I was thinking about was a number on a scale that was telling me I weighed less than I did before. So whether or not I was building muscle, I didn't care, nor did I think about. I just wanted the scale number to go down. So when I was losing weight in the past, I would literally be doing so much cardio. I had a treadmill for the longest time. And so whenever I was amping up my workouts, it was more and more miles. And the thing with running is that your body gets, what is it called? Your body gets conditioned to running. So the first time you step on your treadmill, and for me, just doing a mile, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then 2 weeks later, I'm done with my mile and I'm like, okay, oh shoot, I didn't burn as many calories because now my body's conditioned to that. So I'd have to go
2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles.
I'd have to keep adding on these miles to just get a burn. And obviously for me, that was not maintainable, but it was also not muscle building. Yeah, I was building a little bit of muscle in my legs, from doing the running, but at the same time, I was just really just melting fat. I don't know if you can melt fat, but I was just really my body was losing fat because I was burning so many calories. I wasn't really building muscle. So with this time, the third thing that I'm really, really doing differently is I'm actively trying to build muscle. And so some of the things they say when you build muscle is that you're changing the way that your body functions. It takes more calories to sustain your muscles, right? So just eating what I'm eating, I'm going to naturally burn off more calories by having muscles in my body. So I don't know yet. I can't say for sure. Will I rebound again? Please, God, I hope I don't. But this time, there's so many things that are different than every single other time that I've tried to lose weight that I truly believe that I'll be able to maintain. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful to you. If you feel like you've been dieting for your entire life and you're ready to just be like, I need to make some changes that are going to be lifelong, I would suggest doing those things, finding a way of eating that you can sustain for the rest of your life, cutting down on cardio so that you're not trying to sustain miles and miles and miles and whatever type of cardio that you might be doing to try and maintain your weight. And then the last thing is trying to build muscle so that your muscle is constantly burning your calories instead of you trying to run those calories off. So that's my advice. Obviously, I'll let you know if it works. I'm still doing my round 2. I'm starting my week 2 this week, and so I'll be posting those results next Monday, so look out for those. And I'm also doing some videos with my husband, which I'm super excited about, so check those out too. Don't forget to like this video if it was helpful to you, and subscribe if you think that you'd like to hear more from me. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.